Hi, everyone. How are you? I'm Rachel Chamness at Soundwaves Heal. This is my live in 5D. I am live every Thursday morning. I am live from 11 Eastern Time to 12 doing some card readings with my deck, which is called Elemental Magic and Manifestation. And then afterwards at 12 Eastern Time, New York time, Tennessee time, I come live for Live in 5D, and this is it. And I usually talk about some sort of, spiritual tool or something like that. So today I want to talk about the leading edge tool for higher dimensional healers. So, welcome and thanks so much for coming. What is the leading edge tool for higher dimensional healers? Like, what am I talking about? Well, first of all, especially if you're in my 5D Daily Facebook group, which I see you guys. Hi. I know I've been live a lot this morning, haven't I? If you are in my group, then you're either a light worker already or you're about to be, right? Or you're feeling the pull. Like, how many people here really feel that they are a light worker or they're meant to be here to help other people find the light, or to heal others or bring them messages, or even just you feel a pull to this light work in some way, whether you have a lot of certifications or you have none, but you're feeling that pull. Yeah. Look, I see a lot of people saying that they do. So, you are a light worker. So whether you are a Reiki master, Reiki one, you're naturally gifted with your psychic senses, or, pull cards, you heal others, you do shamanic work, you work with Akashic records, whatever it is that you are, do, or you're just feeling like you want to go in one of those directions, then you're a light worker. And being a light worker doesn't mean that you have to do what I'm doing, but perhaps you want to. Perhaps you want to do what I'm doing. Perhaps you want to help people up level their life, connect to ascension, connect to their guides and helpers, and to trans-channel beings of light and bring their healing forward and work in these higher dimensional realms, multidimensional realms, shamanic realms. Maybe you do. If you do, I do teach that. I have a course, a signature course that starts in February is the next time. And if you're a beginner, then I recommend, you start with Reiki 1. And I have a huge package on sale, 50% off for beginners on Black Friday. So you really should check that out on my events page, on my webpage, or even in Facebook, and read one of the emails I've sent you this week because it's a great deal. And I also have an advanced package, so 30% off of my Trans-Channel Mediumship course. This is a level 1 course. Most people can take it, even if you're advanced. If you don't already trans-channel, I teach a ton of protection. I teach lots of stuff in it. So anyway, those are for sale. But today I wanted to talk about the leading edge tool for higher dimensional healers. So if you are a light worker, oh, here goes my cat. It's going to start meowing. Maybe you want to deepen your modalities or expand the modalities you have, even if you don't use them. Let's say you have, and I see this all the time, let's say you have like 5 certifications, but you don't even have, like, you're not doing anything with them. You don't even know how to put them together. That's just something I love to help people do. Or maybe you want to step outside of the rules of those modalities to really find your own modality. So I really tell people all the time, you have your own modality. And even if I teach you how to do everything I do, you are still going to use your modality. You're going to do it in your way, in the way you were supposed to do it, in the way that you've come here to do it. That is so important. Maybe you want to pick up more spiritual gifts or be able to bring healing from higher dimensions with more understanding and depth than what you could possibly know. So that's one thing I love about bringing healing from beings of light, is that they have all this incredible, I mean, I don't like to say the word power because I don't, it has bad connotation, but they have this incredible healing and this incredible knowledge of what they're healing. And they can see outside of this 3D matrix and really get to the point of what we need and connect us to what we need to connect to. So maybe you want to develop a deep connection with your spirit guides. Of course, I totally recommend that. It's even my freebie. It's like the Spirit Guide Masterclass bundle, or maybe you want to build your healing and mediumship business more. So what if you had something that could bring more spiritual discernment, that could bring a higher level of sovereignty for you, which those two things kind of go together. that could help you build your business from the ground up, even without a coach, that could show you who to trust, who to learn from. And that could be like a compass that just shows you, just pointing you towards your light path, always telling you where to go, and help you always feel connected and on top of like every part of your life, and stay in the cutting edge, just right there on the cutting edge of your work. If you're a light worker, you're on the leading edge of creation already. So being guided by things that have come before in old systems, that's really not going to help you, right? You need to get what's on the cutting edge. You need to always, be there. I know I'm live 3 times in one day. So this is trance channeling. This is what I would say trance channeling is really the difference. Why? Well, first of all, what is trance channeling? What's the difference between trance channeling and regular channeling? Regular channeling I would call relay channeling or straight channeling. And that regular channeling is like a being gives you a message and you repeat it. And I'll show you what that is like. So that's like if you pull a card for someone. I have my own cards here. And here's a group card. So you get "You Are Safe." Kel the Silver Fairy. All right. Now, sometimes you don't know who the messenger is that's telling you the message. That could be your joy guide or something like that. So if I pull this and I give you a relay channel, you're safe. So I'm just listening and Kel's going to give me a message. You're safe to pursue whatever it is that you are wanting to do, that we can all do everything that we want to do. If you have a feeling that you want to do something, if there's something you see, like you see someone trance channeling, and you're like, I want to do that. I wish I could. You can. And she's just saying, you can do anything that you want. Nothing is impossible. You can do it. And you're safe to do it. You're safe to pursue that. So that's relay channeling. Now, trance channeling is where I would just let Kel talk to you through me. So let's do trance channeling and see the difference. And stay hydrated. All channels always need to be hydrated. Okay, so let me trance channel Kel the Silver Fairy. She feels so interesting. It is difficult to see in the 3rd dimensional frequency how you can go forward. It is often difficult, for it is very dense. And from where your spirit guides are, from where we are, we can see the paths that will bring you towards what you want. And so we are here to say, you are safe. We're pushing you in these directions. And you might be feeling afraid to go forward in that direction of what you want. And that's because it looks to you as if it could be dangerous or not work out or be a failure or be not for you, or because it's suddenly hard, it's not for you anymore. And perhaps you were wrong, but that's not how it works. We are always pushing you through, and you may go through denser periods where suddenly you feel that completion of work that you had done, that you felt you were so connected with, is no longer for you anymore just because it's hard. But that's not true. You're to work through it. It is another layer of understanding and learning to get through it and get to the other side. And you are very safe to go forward, to learn what you're supposed to learn. You're very safe to take those leaps of faith and to go towards the goal that you wish for. And nothing is off the table if you listen to your guides. If you understand the law of attraction and spirituality, then the world is your oyster, and we can help you go through with everything that you want in this life. Woo! Well, that was fast and furious. Okay, so that was trance channeling Kel the Silver Fairy. So you see that's different. She comes through me and she talks through me, and that's different. And you might even feel it. If you felt like the vibration shift with that, then you're probably a trance channel. That's a sign that you can learn to trance channel, or you might even be doing it but not understanding how to control it. It's like if you felt that shift of her coming through to me. And I just let her talk through me. I know who she is. I have a deep level of discernment of what's of the light and what's not. And that is something I teach in the class. And in fact, you do need to, if you want to take trance channeling from me, you do need to have a conversation with me to make sure you're ready for it, so that you will have great deal of success and be in a place where you can discern and learn discernment. So there's 2 requirements to be successful with trance channeling. One is that, are you ready to take your ego out? Are you ready to commit to changing your life? Because once you let these spirit guides come in and talk to you and guide you and help you build your business and be like your best business coaches you ever met, or your best life coach you ever met, because they are like they're here for you. Their only job is to help you, you know? And when you trans channel, you can take your ego out. You can take that extra step of taking your ego out to give messages or get messages for yourself. So that's why I love trans channeling. You know, with the channeling, of course, we're mixing it with our thoughts, but with trans channeling, I'm moving aside and letting Kel talk through me or whoever, you know, and it's thrilling. And having this kind of power to change your life, it takes a little bit of adjusting to. So, you know, if you make that decision, that's one of the reasons why I teach it in sort of a 6-month class, because a weekend class of trans channeling, you know, is a lot more difficult than learning it slowly over 6 months, because the way that I teach it, you'll probably trans channel in the first class. You most likely will. 99% do. But after that, you know, you'll have things come up. You'll learn more about yourself. You'll have doubts. You'll have different things happen. And you really need a guide to help you get through it. So that's why I teach mine in 6 months. But it's so fun, you know? And so it's great to be able to take your ego out, let them talk through you. The other thing is, can you take a risk and go for it? Because that's a big thing in spirituality. And like, if you want to be a spiritual entrepreneur, you do have to take these risks. Now, I'm not talking like quit your job and tomorrow you just set up shop. I mean, definitely, you know, you're going to want to do some in between there for, you know, just reality. But to take that leap and say, I'm going to believe what I get. That's what I tell my students the first day of class. You're just going to believe everything you get, and you're not going to throw anything out. And then you're going to see where you go with that. And that is sometimes just the biggest part. And, you know, people love trans channeling. What they love about it is like the surprising things that come out of your mouth. Like, you know, when you start trans channeling, and especially in a small group, it really helps to get feedback. But you'll say, oh my gosh, I never would have said that. You know, it's like, and you'll get your own aha moments too. Like, I was just giving some messages and doing some trans channeling, and I was getting messages for myself while I was doing it. It's fun, you know, and in the classes, it's, we get kind of a sense of family. We build inside the small class. Like if you heard me trans channeling my protector earlier, it's like our protector guides know each other. Our joy guides know each other. People in the class, they always have some sort of commonality, which is really cool. I once had a class full of Syrian starseeds. That was kind of fun, that we were able to pinpoint how they all knew each other from a past life, you know. And then they have each other to practice on. They have each other to give feedback. So it's not just me giving you feedback, because, you know, you hear it from everybody. And then there's so much practice. We have a practice group, and you do practicing your guides, because the more you practice, the farther you get. Like, I have a student now who practices like every day. She's like me. That's what I did when I learned to trans channel. She practices every day, and already she's bringing her guides through, not just to give her messages, but to give other people messages. She's already using them in her sessions, like within the first month. So that's amazing. And I built my entire business from the ground up with trans channeling. I built it just knowing my six guides, 5 inner band, and my gatekeeper. I built trance 2, 3, and 4, which are the higher classes. I you know, wasn't going to do that, but everyone started asking me for it, and I just wanted to teach people more of what I learned, so I just kept doing it. And then they helped me build all those classes that I included in my Reiki classes. So I teach psychic Reiki healing, and in psychic Reiki healing, it's just regular Sui Reiki, and all that comes with that. I have these amazing manual and class that I teach, but I add to it all of my psychic healing, all the psychic healing that I do, all these techniques, and all of those I downloaded from my spirit guides or from other beings of light, and they have taught me how to do everything. I took only a trance channeling 1 class, and it wasn't even as good as my class, to be honest. It was very basic, and it was really hard. Not many people did it, but I did it. I mean, I was just made to do it. I was like, oh, it's like changed everything. I did it, and then I added onto it. I've been teaching it for a while, so I've added a lot onto it. And I took that and I built everything. So, you know, for some people, that's all they need, that beginning little course, and they can take it all the way, you know, all the all the courses I sell, everything that I've brought through for Tag Lightworkers, which has like 60 different programs or more in it. And then I have 6 new programs a year now. And like all of that, I brought all of that forward with trance channeling. So I just really, really recommend it. I think that it's a kind of thing that you can use to take all of your techniques and your own personal healing modality and any other modalities that you have together. Reiki, of course, I recommend you have to have Reiki 1 to take the class because that really opens your senses. And there's a few other things we have to determine that it'll work for you. But the trance channeling class that I teach really helps you take all these certifications and things that you've learned, even if you've never used them, and put them all together. And now they all start to work together, which I think is really cool, you know? So how do you learn trance channeling? You can take a class. Of course, I recommend that you take with me. Of course, because I'm the kind of person who like, I think about every little thing. I'm always trying to help my students. I always add to the programs, and I'm like absolutely obsessed with your success. I want to make sure that you're doing well with it, that, you know, if you need help, I'm here. If you need to learn something, you know, I'm always there for my students. And you can see that in my testimonials on Google or, you know, Instagram or wherever on my site. This is not one of those certifications that you'll never use. That's why I do 6 months. I mean, a lot of people have all these certifications they don't use, or they learned on a weekend, they don't know how to go forward, or other things popped up and they didn't know what to do. So that's why I really do it in a 6 months. And you get one-to-one help. There's 12 classes. So 6 months, each month we do one guide. I teach you, and you have a whole program that teaches you how and opens your psychic senses, things like that. But I teach you all about that guide and how to trance channel that guide. We work on it one-to-one in the class. And then you have another practice live. So for those people who just really need that live class and, you know, don't do well with learning on videos, then this is perfect, because then you have a practice class with a master practitioner at Soundwaves Heal. It's usually Leslie, sometimes it's Caitlin this month, or sometimes Candace, or, you know, others, Missy. So this is something that you will have a lot of one-to-one with. And I don't operate off templates or a preset method. I work with the people in front of me and their spirit guides. So I might bring through something I've never brought through before. Like each class is a little different, kind of like depending who is there. And, you know, I have a client now who's taken the class, and she had to learn a whole different way to trance channeling, a new way that I've never taught before. And we had to figure that out because it was a little bit different for her. It just didn't work for her the way that I normally teach it, that works for most people. And then I've had that before. It's like you kind of have to find that way of what might work. And sometimes you might have blocks or something like that, sure, but we can release them. And as far as releasing blocks, it's a lot easier than you think to release blocks. Sometimes we just have to release the idea of having a block, you know? Sometimes just saying I have a block like makes a block. If you just say, I used to have a block and now it's fantastic, doing great, that's going to start happening. You'll see that in your life. It's amazing how that works. So what do I do in my class? Well, first of all, I'm going to make sure that everyone's actually trance channeling. I'm going to walk you through it. I'm going to give you a demo. I'm going to teach you how, but I'm going to make sure you're actually doing it. And there's no place that I can't get like a tip for you that helps just for you. And it's just, you know, I'm going to ask your spirit guides, and I'm going to be truthful. If you're not really trance channeling or you need to go deeper, I'm going to help you do that. And so don't worry. I'm not going to fake you out or say, oh, you're doing it when you're not, because well, how could that possibly help you? And I'm going to make sure that you understand like discernment. We talk about that. And I tune my students to each one of their guides, which I think is really helpful. If you've ever done any of my meditations, which a lot of them are free in that spirit guide, my free spirit guide. Ooh, where's my banners? I have a free spirit guide, get to know me, like whole group freebie. And if you do that, you'll see that I often attune you to the guide beforehand, before we do the meditation, and that makes a big difference. And if you ever come to one of my channeling classes that I do every month, which are really low, you know, low cost and free for Tag, you'll see that I always attune you. And even if the meditation doesn't work, we work afterwards. So that can really show you if my technique works for just $33 if you're in my group 5D daily because there's a 40% off coupon, or just $55 if you're not, or free if you're in tag. So I tune you to your guides, and that really helps them. And inside the meditation, I have them bring healing, connective light codes, things like that. Like we really go deep. You also learn trance healing, relay healing, protective symbols, channeled writing, divination, light path guidance, and other kinds of channeling too. And my goal is that you don't just do it in class, but that you do it outside of class. So I help you build the kind of protection you need at each level as well. And I also connect it with TAG. So what's TAG? TAG Lightworkers is my monthly group, and that is so much support. And so that really helps you. So like if you're in the tag trance class and you bring through, let's say Syrian, let's say you bring through a Syrian being and you're like, what's Sirius? I don't know anything about the planet Sirius or anything like that on there. Then you can go to tag and just watch the whole program on Sirius, or like Palladian, like if you have a Palladian being, you can look up Pleiades, or you have an angelic being, you can go attune to angels and learn more about angels, and probably even the angel that you brought forth is in there, so there's so much support in tag. And then of course tag helps you stay on your spiritual path because we have lives all week and things like that. And there's so much in the library that can help and expand all kinds of things. So like if your guide comes through and says, Rachel, you really need to work on your self-love. Well, great. There's a program on that. There's 10 programs on that, So TAG's just a full library of Lightworker courses and a mystery school on understanding spirit in yourself. And there's all kinds of ascension guides in there. They help you heal deeply, expand, up level, grow your skills. This is included in the beginners 50% off sale that I have. And then there's mini sessions all week. So, and there's also lots of extra practice opportunities in tag. So that helps too for the dedicated student to practice more, to have more safe places to practice. And I teach you how to do it safely. So if you can, there are 3 things that you have to be able to do to take the class. If you're interested, please reach out to me so we can make sure, and one is like that you can visualize or receive any kind of information in the meditation. Try one of mine where I connect you to the being first. And this can sometimes be like, you don't have to see them at all. It could be that you received green and you had the feeling it was an elf. Like that is enough. Or I'll be like, you'd be surprised. If you don't think you can do that, you should come to one of my low-cost channeling classes and I'll show you. And the other thing is a Reiki 1 certification, but if you don't have that and you wanted to take advantage of my Black Friday deal, then you can grab Reiki 1 for 20% off when you check out, and we'll have you, get that done in December during your first month. So, and the other thing I check is that Spirit says you're ready and safe to do it. So I really want to make sure I have 100% success with all my students. So I make sure that Spirit says you're ready and you can do it, so that you're not frustrated or anything like that. And if you're not, I'll just get whatever it is that you need to learn. Usually most people just join tag, start doing the attunements and the clair opening and the meditations in there, and just in a few months they're ready. So that's another thing with my beginner package. If you wanted to buy both packages, you have 6 months to get ready for tag trance. And if not, we can just transfer that money to like a super amazing deal for sessions or more tag or something like that. So it's a really great deal. If you want to check out my Black Friday specials, that's what they are. I really do think that trance channeling is the leading edge tool for higher dimensional healers. If you have a whole bunch of certifications and you just want to know how to put them together, but you're not sure you're ready for trance or anything like that, just reach out to me. I'm happy to help you do that in a session. That's what I do. Help you find what your modality is. Like, what is it? And help you do that. Hey, Julie. Thank you, Kathy. That's very nice. Kathy says, I'm a gentle, fun teacher who just cares on a deep level for the success of her people and students. Oh, thank you. Each class is well developed and I've learned so much since I met Rachel. Oh, thank you. Kathy's been coming to the channeling classes and you can learn a lot in those classes. Hi, Erin. Hi, Julie, Jessica, Connie, Emily, Tammy. Hello. Hi, Julie. Another Julie, Katie, Pamela, Catherine, Tanita. Well, thank you guys for coming. Did you have any questions about trance channeling, or you want to learn something or something I said, pose a question, then I'd be happy to answer. I have just talked so fast. It's only been 24 minutes. So I'm happy to answer any questions like, do you have questions about trance channeling? Oh, you know what? I forgot. I'm going to trance channel Alpar-a-be-am. So let me trance channel him. He says I have to drink water. And then if you have questions, I want to answer them. So just pop them in, okay? Or you can always send me a direct message or whatever if you want. On Facebook's the easiest way. I also see them on Instagram eventually. And I have a little chat box on my back. So I have two sites. I have soundwavesheal.com and then learn.soundwavesheal.com. That's where all the videos are. And on learn.soundwavesheal.com, there's a little chat box and you can send me a message there too. Okay, so Alpar-a-be-am is a blue avian being. He's my partner guide. This is the guide that I trance channel the most. Partner guide is something that we do in the 3rd level of trance channeling, which is in my signature course, accelerated channeling mediumship. So Alpar-a-be-am says that we call them blue avians, but they're really the Kir. So that's why it says blue Avian Kir. And he's in the 8th dimension. He's also in what we would call, he always says this, what we would call spaceship and what he calls another plane right outside of the earth. So I think that, you know, he's sort of, I think they're sort of cloaked because they're in a higher dimension there. And everybody on that ship or plane is a starseed helper for people on Earth. So Alpar and I work together. I help people connect to their starseed helpers and their guides and partner guides, and then he helps them connect to their humans. So we have a lot of guides and helpers in this life. Okay, let me bring through Alpar. Trance channeling a lot of people today. I am well met here today. Thank you for taking the time to listen to me and for being here. I sense many of you are on a quest for your best self, and that's very important, to honor your feelings of what you wish for in this life and to know that it can be achieved. It may not look exactly how you pictured it, and that's the fun of your light path. It may be completely different, and that's wonderful, and will also show you even greater pleasure than the one that you envisioned. We are looking out for you, helping you with ascension. We, your starseed guides and helpers, want to connect to you and help you navigate through this world in many ways. And we hope that you can find what you're looking for, the kind of help that you're looking for. Ask your own spirit guides and angels to guide you to the right mentor for you and to show you plainly what it is that can help you most. That is what I suggest for you. There are many ways to come to where you're expecting to go, and you may be more than halfway there already. And all you need is someone to help you see how you are much further on your path than you believe. So yeah, he's right. You may be way farther than you think you are. And that, I do see that a lot. That's why I say if you have a lot of certifications and you don't use them, you know, that you should reach out to me because, you know, I can help, especially in session, of course. I'll help you in a session. Connie has a question. Is the Reiki classes recordings or live classes, and what happens during a Reiki attunement? So my Reiki courses, psychic Reiki healing, my guides asked me to do it this way. There's a class, which is a video class, and the attunement is live. Always make sure that when you get Reiki attuned, that your attunement is 1-to-1 only and live. Otherwise, it won't be as strong. So, and it may not even work. So that is what I recommend. So the Reiki classes, it's a class, you go through the things, and I make them for ADHD because I am so ADHD, so don't worry, they're like short, or you can do the whole thing in an hour and a half. I've taught Reiki live for so many years that I was able to condense it into like a shorter video. And it's like this, where I'm, you know, just me looking at you, you're looking at me. So I tried to bring some Reiki and sound healing in it to really make it feel personal. And then during the Reiki attunement, I will attune you in the Usui way. So Zoom, or if you live locally, I can do it local, one-to-one. We come on Zoom and you close your eyes. I guide you through it, and then I attune you. I use Reiki and a little bit of, little traveling to get there. I show you how I do it. And I do some extra things too that I also teach to make the attunement a little stronger. And you become attuned to a higher vibration. That's why I recommend Reiki 1. I think everyone needs Reiki 1 for ascension. And when you're attuned to that higher vibration, Reiki 1 helps you do so much self-healing. And that's really your first, beginner. And that's how you can just really raise your vibration. And if you're a beginner, that Reiki 1 program is great for beginners. Teaches about chakras and all kinds of different things. You get a manual, you get a book. There's a lot to learn there, and it can really help you just really understand a whole lot. And I include a whole bunch of extra understanding, include extra classes, even an abundance class to help you. And I just think it's really important. So Pamela's question, so much your offer, I'm overwhelmed. Yes, a beginner should begin with Reiki and proceed from there. So I do have a video on my page, which says, one of my pages, which talks about like, where do I start? Where do I start with Rachel? There's 2 places you can start. One is just a mini session, or a regular session. Just start with something like that. We can talk about what is best for you, but Reiki 1 is a great place to start. Always start with Reiki 1. Now the beginner package gives you all the beginner stuff that you can do to really, really, really catapult you forward. Tag Lightworkers is a wonderful place for beginners. There's a whole beginner program in there. It's 12 programs in there that you can go through. And then there's what we're doing right now. And then there's the mini sessions, and I can teach you how to go through it. I'll do a discovery call. A onboarding call when you join, and I'll tell you the best way to do it for you. So yeah. A beginner should begin with Reiki, or try my 50% off beginners package, because that is something that can really help you. You pay it all at once, but when you go on there, it should give you the option to use a firm if you want to pay monthly on your end. So I just really felt like I wanted to give a big package as like for 50% off as much as I could, just to help enough people like really grab this path. We got to grab this path. Reiki 1's the best place to start. Always. A mini session's always a great place to start. What do I need to know for my spirit guides? Where should I start? Anything like that. Anybody else have a question? Thank you so much for coming. I appreciate you guys listening to me talking. I feel like I've been talking to you guys for 2.5 hours between all the lives I've done today. Yeah, so a lot of my classes are advanced, and so you just need to start with number 1. Oh, thank you. I want to help. And you can buy both. Like I said, you have 6 months to qualify for the trans-channel mediumship course anytime in the first 6 months. And so you can check them all out. And then, I have these wait lists. So if you join the wait list, you'll get reminders and you get early access. So that means you don't have to like do it on Black Friday. You can just like take a nap. My plan. So on Wednesday night, you'll get access, and the first 5 people to buy the beginners package get a free mini session. The first 10 people to buy the trans-channeling mediumship course get a free 30-minute session, and you can buy both and win both. So I'm happy to help. And yeah, I just think Reiki is really important. And also the beginners course includes light language, which is a really great way to learn channeling. It's a very easy way to channel, really fun, and it is a video class, but it's not too long. And that's like how I start the Accelerated Channeling Mastery course that I teach. Accelerated Channeling Mastery is my signature course. It's actually 12 months, because we have 22 weeks of sessions where we go through almost all of my classes, and then there's like an internship. There's one-to-one coaching and internship with tag team, so that you can really like expand. So for those who are really serious about doing this as a career and learning all of everything and learning all the things that I teach, that's how I do it. So yeah, it's ADH friendly for sure, Connie. because I've got the serious ADHD. So you could just do like a few little bit at a time and then take a break, or you could just be like, hyper focus. I'm going to do this hour and a half thing and I'll be done. And I'll probably check in on you too. Like, how's it going with the Reiki course? Are you done yet? Do you need help? And I have a Reiki group on Facebook too, so you can find people to practice with and things like that. So, okay, well, the beginner link. Yeah, sure, I can get that. It's on my events page, so let me see. I'll show you guys where it's at. Here we go. Okay. Ooh, nope. That's not gonna work. Let me try that again. Share screen. I'm just trying to share this. Okay. Can you see that? I don't know why it's so hard. Okay. No, that's not gonna work. Forget it. Okay, I'm just gonna go to my site, soundwavesheal.com/events. Okay, if I go to Soundwaves Heal and I click the events, then it'll take me to the second thing, which is the Black Friday specials. Maybe you can see that. So there's I went to events. Can you see this? And then here's the beginner package. It'll take me there. And this is the link. So, okay. I don't know if that worked. There you go. Here's the link for the beginner. And then I'll give you the link for the advanced package. If you want to read about that, I'll put it here too. So here's advanced. And then let's see if I can do here's beginner for my group. There you go. And then the events page, I'll get that for you guys. My events page can always send you to all the things. And it's also even in Facebook events. So here you go. Here's lots of links. Let me know if you need anything. And I'm always happy to help. So if you need anything, just let me know. Okay. Next week for Live in 5D, it will be a recording because it'll be Thanksgiving here in the US. So I think what I'm actually going to do is take all these little lives, if I have time this week, and like condense them into just the messages a little bit about each spirit guide and run that next week for you. We'll see how that goes if I get finished. You're so welcome. Okay. Thank you all so much. And I hope you have a beautiful day. All right. Bye. Oh, and I see tomorrow, 10 a.m. Eastern time, I'll be trance-channeling my alchemist guide and bringing through some trance healing for you for that. Okay.